The stars are aligning for Gold and Blue Tube. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the star power and name recognition in the SEC West. It's getting crazy. Before I get to the video though, I want to remind you I am very close to 100 subscribers, so every subscription counts right now. So if you would, please hit that subscribe button so we can keep growing and keep giving you good content. So we're talking about the star power and name recognition in the SEC West. So I'm going to start at the bottom with Arkansas and Sam Pittman. Well, he doesn't really have much name recognition. That's why I started with him. So we gave him 0 stars. This is his first year at Arkansas and first year ever as a head coach. And his salary is $3 million a year. That's not bad for your first time ever being a head coach. Now, he's had, offensive coordinators, defense coordinators, all that stuff. He's been assistant head coach and all that stuff. But first time as a head coach. Not bad as far as salary goes. Next up, we have Gus Malzahn. And he's been the head coach at the Auburn Tigers since 2013. His star power is 3 stars. His head coaching career, 71-34. Salary, $6.8 million a year. He was previously a head coach at Arkansas State, so this is not his first go-around. And he was actually the offensive coordinator when Auburn won the national championship way back in 2010. And then they almost won it again against Florida State. So we gave him 3 stars because he has beaten Alabama and Nick Saban a couple times, so that bumped his name recognition up just a little bit. 3 stars for Gus Malzahn. So, up to Ed Orgeron, the voice of the LSU Tigers, nice and gruff. He's been the head coach of LSU since 2016. He is 55-36 as a head coach, so not great, but not bad. His salary is $4 million a year, and he was actually the previous head coach of Ole Miss back before he was at LSU. And I gave him 3 stars simply because LSU is in the national championship this year, so people know Ed Orgeron because of LSU's success. If LSU had not gotten into the national championship, he maybe would still got a star or 2 because of his voice. His voice is very recognizable. His name is now a little bit more recognizable because of the national championship appearance. And I have a video coming up on the Clemson-LSU matchup for the national championship, so keep your eyes out for that. By the way, I wanted to mention that I'm putting this video in my West Virginia feed because there's a couple of these coaches that are from West Virginia. And the next coach, Jimbo Fisher, he's from Clarksburg, West Virginia. He is the head coach of Texas A&M. He's been there since 2018. His record, not bad, 100 wins and 32 losses. His salary is $7.5 million a year. That's pretty good. That's a lot of money. He was a previous head coach at Florida State, won a national championship with Florida State with Jameis Winston as his quarterback. Jameis Winston, that was a talent right there. Anyways, for Jimbo, we gave him 3.5 stars because of the Florida State national championship and because of how big of a deal it was for him to move to Texas A&M because of the money and all the hoopla that went with it. So for Jimbo Fisher, 3.5 stars. On to the newest member of the SEC West, and he's pretty high on this list because of his accomplishments, and that is Mike Leach from Mississippi State. This is his first year at Mississippi State, but he's also been the head coach of Texas Tech and Washington State, and we all forget how successful he was at Texas Tech. He had Texas Tech all the way up to number 2 in conversations for the national championship. And of course, then he went to Washington State. And people don't realize, even though it doesn't look like he had a lot of success at Washington State, that's a small school and it's way, way out there. So for location and recognition, he did very well for Washington State. Produced some good quarterbacks. We gave him a 4-star rating. Most people know who Mike Leach is. Most people remember him at Texas Tech and Washington State. So we gave Mike Leach 4 stars. The next guy on this list, very recognizable, Lane Kiffin. He is the new head coach at Ole Miss, his first year. He is 66-49 as a head coach. Not very impressive, not terrible, but not impressive. He has a $3.9 million salary, and he was actually an NFL coach. People forget this. NFL coach at Oakland. And then, of course, he was a head coach in Tennessee, left them high and dry for USC, failed miserably at USC, went to Florida Atlantic. He's kind of on the revival side right now, and now he's a head coach at Ole Miss. So because of all the controversy, leaving Tennessee high and dry, his name recognition is pretty high, so we gave him 4.5 stars as well. I'd say pretty much everybody knows who Lane Kiffin is. 4.5 stars from my boy, Lane Kiffin. And then, of course, number 1, name recognition, Nick Saban. Also hailing from Fairmont, West Virginia. Yes, that's right, Nick Saban is a West Virginia boy. He was a head coach at Miami in the NFL. People forget about that because he did terrible there. He's won a national championship at LSU, and now he's at Alabama, setting records, creating dynasties. He's the real deal, and of course, he's going to get 5 stars. He's been the head coach at Alabama since 2007. He has an $8.6 million salary, well-deserved, and his head coaching record. Are you ready for this? 152 wins and 23 losses. So yes, for success, name recognition, star power, and he's been in commercials. Nick Saban, 5 stars. If you don't know who Nick Saban is, you don't watch college football and probably don't watch TV because he's been on commercials as well. So his name recognition, number 1 on the list, 5 stars, and icing on the cake, he's from West Virginia. That's all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to remind you, please like and subscribe. We are close to a major milestone for Gold and Blue Tube. Thank you for watching. Come back and see me on my next video.